Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Oh, the IBF champion of the world. That's Cook.
Come in, Coogan. Head of security. Just put it over there.
Tell me where to put it.
Put your head over it. The plane.
That's Cougar trying to put on some funny accent there, Sonny. You've been in Dubai for the best part of a week now. You're ending it with this Kombatchain seminar presentation. You've been in Dubai a long time, but today, talk about this Kombatchain. I mean, what an event, what an idea it is. What was the biggest takeaways you took from it?
To be fair, it was a who's who in the boxing world today. Legends, world champions, a couple of undisputed champions in the building. A couple of them, were the three of them.
Usyk, Terence Crawford were undisputed, and then Josh is current.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, amazing. Very exciting concept. I feel like if they have the expertise, you can tell by the people that are involved. There was a lot of information going, so I probably didn't follow it as much as some other people in there. My brain's probably working at about 40% functionality at the moment.
Why is that?
Too many late nights with those McCormack twins, man.
The McCormack twins are nuts, by the way, just for people to know. Sonny, when you listen to Kombatchain, do you know much about these crypto coins and the NFTs? I mean, because as a fighter, your moments of you winning that world title, you can capture that moment you win that world title and change it into an NFT and earn from it and obviously create more wealth for yourself and your family. Do you know much about that?
Yeah, and I've got a couple of little crypto holdings. Nothing ridiculous, but I just thought I'd chuck my hat in the ring. And yeah, something I'm learning and like watching all the time. It's a whole. You start realising that you probably should have been taught how money works a lot more as kids in school. Yeah, I mean economics is offered in some schools at like A level and then GCSE, but my dad went history, fucking maths and English and PE. You can do that one as well. But yeah, it's very interesting to see how maybe the infrastructures and establishments before have been making money so much, and now and just the way money works in general, and that's sort of the route I've taken into researching it and watching it. Yeah, learning all the time. The whole idea of everything being in one place, fighters getting supported, gyms getting built, anything that can sort of globalise and unionise boxing, I'm all for. I'm a big advocate for boxing. I'm a big supporter of boxers and boxers getting looked after in a fair shake, because what it all boils down to, we're sort of sacrificing a lot, risking our health for our future, but for the greater good of entertainment. You know what I mean? It's quite crazy when you think about it. So anything that can really change boxers' position in the sport and maybe get them more financially independent, then I'm all for. And the things I was hearing today about healthcare as a standard for the fighters and getting eyes from every corner of the world and getting champions from all corners of the world, it's things that I like to hear. You know what I mean? I think the way the market is, it's always sort of skewed as to where the most profit is, and everywhere else kind of gets left alone. But I think it's changing. I think the whole landscape of boxing, and not just boxing, the world.
Well, definitely is. That's the biggest takeaway. You've probably just summed it up perfectly there for me with Kombatchain and what they've done today. But I want to there's a special moment. I was standing behind, I was trying to get an interview with Roy Jones Jr. He told me 1 minute, Andrew, and he came over to you. What did he say to you, Sonny?
He said I'm the best fighter he's ever seen in his life.
He was close to it.
Nah, he just said that it was the first time he'd seen me. He was ringside, and I don't want to misquote him, but I think he said he really fucks with me. So yeah, that's as good as a compliment from one of the slickest, one of the fastest, one of the strongest to ever do it. I mean, I just posted a picture of it in about 30 seconds on Instagram, so it's already been seen by now. You haven't got the exclusive. But
I'll get the quote though.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that not only do you watch and you study, like even when boxing was coming into sort of my like school life, it was doing presentations on this man. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's a bit weird. So today,
What did it mean to you when he pulled you aside and I said that to you? I mean, for loads of young fighters, I've seen still fighters today, Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor getting photos with Roy Jones Jr. But he made his way over to you. How did that make you feel when he heard when he gave you these compliments?
Do you know what? Because I'm such a massive fan of boxing, I had to stop myself from running around and getting 1,000 pictures today. Because as a world champion, how are they going to treat you like a superstar if you don't act like one? Do you know what I mean? But for him to come over, like you said, and give me that in front of all the people that was there, I don't know, that's a little special moment for me, I'll be real. But yeah, he's like I said, one of the greatest to ever do it. And listening to him speak passionately about boxing and his experiences today, he's just a good person, you know what I mean? And he didn't need to do that. And that's Roy Jones. He didn't need to fucking come show a little scruff from Croydon, that little bit of attention. That was for me, that weren't for him, do you know what I mean? So I appreciate it.
I'm glad it's made you happy, and for somebody like that to come over, a young fighter who's a world champion in your own right, like you said and stuff, but he watched you fight and obviously you've turned him into a fan. A lot of people might look at you and be like, oh, he doesn't step on the gas too much, he's a back foot fighter, he doesn't like to engage a lot. For Roy Jones to say that the opinions on Twitter don't matter.
Right, calm down, Andy. You didn't have to fucking just pull my whole style apart.
When you're on Twitter, listen, when you're Twitter, man, you rinse everybody on Twitter. I haven't been rinsed yet, but I'm fucking waiting on it, Sonny. And when that day comes, I know you live.
Nah, no, it's just, yeah, everyone's got their own approach to boxing. What I prioritise is making sure I win, making sure my legacy is building, making sure my money's going up. So when people watch me and watch me enough times, they start realising that what I do is not just, oh, he did it against him. No, it's universal. Any style, any fighter, any weight, within reason. Within very, very much reason. I can do it, and it's not an easy thing to do. You can ask top fighters, top world champions to try and control a 12 round, constantly adjusting, constantly staying switched on and not taking damage, and it's a hard thing to do. It's not easy, but like I said, if people want to watch me, they'll watch me. If they don't, they don't. I don't really get too caught up in it. I'm doing what my team tells me to, and so far I'm 25 years old, 17-0. I've won and defended a world title. How can I complain? How am I going to let anyone else's opinion or he runs, he does it? I don't care. I'm fighting in Dubai.
Exactly. You spoke about legacy before I let you go, Sonny. You spoke about legacy and stuff like that. Is it now for you? You've fought in Dubai. You've defended your title. You've won your world title now. Legacy-wise, is it to unify this division? Is the next fight for you going to get one of these other world champions in that division?
Yeah, I cleared up my mandatory with Mama, and the first name I called was Martinez. I won big fights, like every time.
What's history with Martinez be your brother?
But it's not even that. He's probably the biggest name in the division at the moment. And I think since he's sort of seen my career progress now, I think he's probably pointing at me as well, as much as I'm pointing to him. Probably not as much, actually. I'm probably pointing at him a lot more, definitely. But I just want fights that people are excited for. I say it all the time. People think I'm just saying it for cliche because it sounds good. Like, the fights that you're excited for, believe me, I'm more excited for. That's why I've always been vocal. I've always been chasing fights from early on. I was a mouthy little prick from early on when I was winding up Paddy, and he hated me. But we're all right now. But like, I just want big fights. Like, win, lose or draw. The best fight you can get me in next is what I want every time. I don't need confidence fights. I don't need rebuilding fights. I don't need let me stretch out this year and get 3 easy payday fights. I don't want to do it. I want to box for a long time, as long as my body and my little legs carry me. And I want all the fights that people want to see. Like, it's as simple as that for me, because I think with them fights, that's how your legacy builds, because people remember them. And when I get Martinez, if they ever take the fight with me, Eddie Hearn ran out before I could collar him today. I was in the cheap seats at the back, and he was right at the front. So before I could collar him about giving me Martinez, he was gone. But genuinely, it's not just smoke and mirrors. It's not just to sound good. It's the fight I want. Ring Magazine, WBC, IBF, and the history. And he's beat, or kind of beat, 3 fighters from Britain. And my brother, so with my brother. So. Why wouldn't I? He's, like I said, that fight is making a splash. Genuinely, I believe. I think that fight will do good.
Fight him in Mexico?
Fight him anywhere. I said that before. He said he wanted to fight me in England. I was trying to go to Mexico. Because there should be more money for the traveller, shouldn't there? Maybe that's why.
Get that Cancun trip in.
Yeah, I mean, go spring break, we'll do whatever. But like I said, I just want the big fights. I'm not in the business of pussyfooting about. I'm 25. Look, I fought for my first world title. Straight into my mandatory and my first voluntary. I don't want an easy touch. I don't want to, let's get as easy fight so I can be a world champion for another fight. Because I believe I'm that good where I don't need to do that. Give me the best and I'm winning. And then once I clear this division, I'll go up and do them as well. That's how much I believe in myself. And people might think I'm deluded. People might think I'm miles off. But they watch fighters fight other people that aren't me and think, oh, he'll be able to punch Sonny up. People can't even hit me. That they struggle. They really struggle to win rounds against me, clearly. Any rounds I lose, always usually 50-50. Might be 1 or 2 shots in it. I'm really hard to win rounds against. I might not knock no one out, but I guarantee the fighters that I'm beating feel more demoralised and bad about themselves, how after I beat them and how much it frustrates them. I have people's heads gone by the 5th, 6th round, and then the rest of the fight is easy.
That's a good tactic. Listen, Sonny, go and enjoy the rest of Dubai. Get an early night tonight. I know what I mean. Go to your bed, get up, get back to London, go back to England and just relax, man. I think Dubai's took your soul a little bit.
It's took my voice. But that's just because we was shouting.
Karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke.
Yeah. Sonny, till the next one, champ. Thank you very much.
Cheers.